Good morning. Let's look at the November week 2 problem solving for Monday. The Veterans Day Parade traveled through downtown in a pattern that looked like a pentagon with sides that were 375 yards long. If Helen carried the flag along the entire route, how many feet did she walk? So this is much like the problem that we did last week when they asked a question in yards and you had to give it in feet. So a pentagon that has, we call it a regular pentagon if all the sides are the same length, looks about like this, and each side is 375 yards. Okay? So we need to figure out how many yards she would walk if she walked the entire path of the pentagon. I'm going to take a second and review the distributive property of multiplication on this problem by doing 5 times 375. Okay, if you did not use the distributive property of multiplication, turn this over and do it back here. Okay, so it's 5 times 300 plus 70 plus 5. Okay, and then do we remember the next step is that you do 5 times 300 and add that to 5 times 70 and add that to 5 times 5. 5 times 3 is 15 and add 2 zeros. 5 times 7 is 35 and add a 0. And 5 times 5 is 25. So these are called, who remembers that term from Friday? What do we call those? Numbers, not factors. Are you using the distributive property? Good job. We call them what? What's the answer to a multiplication problem? It's called a... No, the answer to a multiplication, boys in the back should be listening, a product. The answer to a multiplication problem is called a product, and these are called the what? Blank product. What do we call them? Blank product. Partial products. These are the partial products, and remember we said on iLearn you will be asked to name partial products. So you have to add the partial products together. You can bring them over here. You might be able to do it in your head because there's only 1 in the thousands column. You can add the 3 and the 5 in the hundreds column, the 5 and the 2 in the tens column, and then add the 5. But if that is more than you want to think through, you would be up to 1,875 yards. Now, Carter Nelson, what did you do to convert that to feet? Multiply it by 3. So it's 3 times 1,875. And again, we can use the distributive property. So again, if you did not use the distributive property to solve that, then I want you to do that with me now. 3 times 1,000 plus 800 plus 70 plus 5, which is the same as 3 times 1,000 plus 3 times 800 plus 3 times 70 plus 3 times 5. So what is 3 times 1,000? What's 3 times 800? 2,400. What's 3 times 70? 3 times 7 is 21 and add your 0. And then what is 3 times 5? 15. Okay, so we can add these together. 3,000, I'm running out of room. 3,000 plus 2,400 plus 210 plus 15 gives you 5,625 feet. So remember, we should not write she, we should write Helen. Helen walked 5,625 feet. I'm going to put a circle here around my answer to separate it from my work. And the parade would be even better. Okay, are there questions about that? Yes, sir. Yes.